Hello and welcome to Did You Know Gaming Extra, and today we'll be looking at games which were censored in Japan. Censorship isn't uncommon in the gaming industry, especially when games are brought to new regions. In some instances, however, developers will have to censor a game for even their own region, as can be seen with Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. The Japanese are usually quite liberal when it comes to sexualized content in games. That said, one trophy in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U was specifically altered in Japan. The Japanese trophy for Wonderful 101's Wonder Pink is different to the international version. As well as having a different pose, all details underneath her skirt have been obscured with a shadow. As can be seen in the character's textures, Wonder Pink's underwear has been completely masked, making any upskirt peaks futile. It's believed this was done to comply with Japan's zero rating system and guarantee the game an A rating, which is comparable to the ESRB's E for Everyone. Some Western games are also censored when brought to Japan. For example, Deus Ex Human Revolution was censored when brought to the region, because of his ability to punch through walls. The game's protagonist, Adam Jensen, is able to find a secret room. This room is filled with nuke virus software, a valve that will turn off some poisonous gas, and two adult toys on a mattress next to a bottle of lubricant. These toys caused the game to be delayed in Japan, pushing its release back by about a month. The Japanese Zero Ratings Board prohibits the depiction of sex objects in retail games, and according to Matt of Super Best Friends Play, who worked as a QA tester for Square Enix's Eidos Montreal studio at the time, the team had to perform dildo duty. The duty had QA testers manually search through the entire game in order to find any potential remnants of adult toys in levels. In the game's director's cut release, the dildos are absent regardless of the region. Another game which was censored in Japan was the cult classic Oddworld, Abe's Oddysee. In the original Western release of Oddworld, Abe's Oddysee, the logo for the Madokan Pop depicts a Madokan head on a stick, dripping with blood. The Japanese design was changed to a more generic-looking popsicle. Although this may seem like a simple case of censoring gore, there's actually a more specific reason that the Madokan Pop was altered. According to Abe's Oddysee director, the luscious Lorne Lanning, the redesign was due to a gruesome incident in Japan. Lanning told Eurogamer, "In content, you always have to be careful with changing market conditions or events. For instance, for Madokan Pops, the logo was originally a head on a stick. And then something happened in Japan where a kid murdered someone in a schoolyard, school kids, and then hung the head on a stick on the front of the school, and it shocked the Japanese people. This murder was one event in the Kobe child murders, as they came to be known, which occurred during the game's development. The updated Madokan Pop logo was adopted internationally, and was used for all versions of Oddworld games going forward. And now for today's random piece of trivia. Today we're looking at the classic Sega Genesis platformer Kid Chameleon. The game's titular protagonist, Kid Chameleon, was actually based on a real-life employee from Sega at the time, Dean Sitton. Sitton was involved in the early stages of development for the first Sonic the Hedgehog game, as well as being responsible for naming a number of badniks and Dr. Ivo Robotnik himself. Sitton also chose the titles of the Genesis games Quackshot and Decap Attack. There's two more videos on screen if you're looking for more trivia. And if you enjoyed this episode of Did You Know Gaming Extra, be sure to give it a like, maybe share it with your friends, your colleagues, your teachers, maybe your ex-boyfriends and girlfriends. I don't really know. Anyone you think that would enjoy it.